What happens when life's challenges extend beyond just you and your spouse? Welcome to part 3 of Don't Just Talk About It, Do Something, where Ray shares insights on navigating change amid external circumstances. Today, we'll hear how relying on God through difficult seasons can turn obstacles into opportunities for growth and deeper faith. Here's Ray.
Even with the natural differences between husband and wife, taking action involved just the two of us can still be manageable. But when circumstances involve more entities, other system, people, or external factor, the changes we desire to implement can become much more challenging. Communication often becomes more complicated, and the range of consideration must be accounted for. When Annie and I discussed this week's blog, many testimonies came to mind. In the end, we choose to share our experience with finances, an area that called our attention and brought us closer to God in the process. Before pandemic, we began experiencing changes in our business. We tried every resource available until we simply couldn't find any more option. And COVID-19 hits. When the lockdown was implemented, we initially felt a bit of relief, realizing that those early hardships had helped us adapt better to the major economic impact. But after the lockdown, new challenges arose. Importation issue, shift in consumer behaviors, and increase in competition from international players in e-commerce, all of which drastically affected our finances. The hardest part was navigating circumstances beyond our control. Our desire to make changes wasn't easy. We found ourselves in a vulnerable position. I still remember those days when I didn't even dare to answer calls from lender or the mortgage company because I didn't know what to say. The impact on our family was significant, and we had to talk openly with our children about what was happening. It was only later that we realized how God used those times to teach us many lessons. It was during this period that we developed a family prayer time and sincerely sought God's guidance. We began collecting testimonies of how God sustained us through it all. We are awestruck at how He turned our situation around and surprisingly provided help in ways we never expected. This became a constant reminder of Philippians 4, verse 6, that we should not be anxious, but instead bring everything to God in prayers, trusting His divine guidance, lest we fall into destructive decision that could worsen the situation. Temptation to worry and give up were real. And I saw Annie sometimes fall into deep concerns. But we continuous process, we rely on God and remaining sensitive to His work that kept us moving forward. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything in prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. Philippians 4 6. Sometimes our simple and sincere desire to improve our lives and desire better for our family can lead us in different direction. We can become overwhelmed, vulnerable, and even question our life's choice. But in those moments, God is calling us to pay attention. We might be focused on the outcome we want, but often the most valuable lessons are found in the journey itself. Indeed, change is not easy, but when that change involves shifting our desires to live according to God's design, His will, and His purpose, who can stand against us? What, then, shall we say to these things? If God is for us, who is against us? He who did not spare His own Son, but delivered Him over for us all, how will He not also with Him freely give us all things? Romans 8:31-32. Challenges and calls for change will continue throughout various seasons of life. It's a matter of how we respond, our choices, and dependence on Christ. With Him, change can be profound and purposeful. It may not make life challenge proof, but it is continuous journey of relearning and transformation. As He changes us into Christ likeness, we discover a new life full of endurance, grace, and divine purpose.
Before we close, we want to invite you to engage with us and support the Couples Journey blog series podcast. By following this channel, leaving comments, and sharing episodes with your family and friends. You're helping us in our mission to transform marriages today. Your support encourages more couples to seek God's guidance and grow stronger together. Thank you for being part of this journey. Together, we can make a difference. Here's the final part of today's episode.
As we conclude today's episode, remember that true change often involves external battles. But with God's guidance, we can overcome them. Ray encourages us to trust in His divine purpose even when circumstances seem overwhelming. Let's continue to depend on Him, embracing the journey of transformation, one step of faith at a time. Join us tomorrow as Annie, Ray's wife, will share her reflections on the series. Thanks for tuning in, and may God bless you and your marriage.